I do want to talk about Pep Guardiola, though, because he is in the final season of his contract. At this point of time, there has been no additional updates in terms of his extension. Presumably, he was brought in to, of course, win the Champions League. Can we assume that that's also the priority for Pep this season, Paul?
Yeah, obviously, I think the priority has been the Champions League since the owners took over 11 years ago. You know, that they made no secret that when they came in that they wanted to try and dominate English football, but you know, the golden ticket as such was the Champions League. And I think Pep will be going for that again this year. The whole club will be in. You know, but being fairly close to the club and in and around it and what's happening, first and foremost, they want to try and wrestle that Premier League title back from Liverpool. You know, I spoke a few times tonight already about how hurt everybody was, not just because Liverpool won it, but the distance that there was between them. And they want to get that Premier League back. You know, a couple of seasons ago, winning back-to-back titles was massive on the club's list of things to do. But obviously the Champions League is there as well. You know, it's so disappointing to go to Lyon last year, and you know, the year before against Tottenham, the year before against Liverpool, the year before against Monaco, when everybody was expecting them to really kick on and go and win it. So of course that'll be a priority this year, but I don't think that'll make the mind up of whether Pep's going to stay or not as winning the Champions League. You know, there's a lot of talk already that there's another contract extension going to be there for him, which I hope they do. And there's probably no way that the club would be making signings that they've made and signings that are going to make and you know, could have made. I'll talk about the Lionel Messi thing. If Pep Guardiola wasn't going to stay, he says every time he's interviewed about it how much he loves Manchester City, how much he loves Manchester, and he doesn't want to leave. That decision will be made for him. So hopefully in the near future, I can see him signing a new contract.
But when he was asked about his contract, Pep said he needs to deserve it. What does he need to do to deserve it, and what is the bare minimum for Pep Guardiola this season, Paul?
Well, it's his high standards, isn't it? You know, everywhere he's been, whether it's been Barcelona, Bayern Munich, or Manchester City, he's won trophies. And by earning it, he's probably meaning just not winning the Carabao Cup last year. You know, and getting back to being the favourites to win the Premier League and win the Premier League. That's what he's meaning, to win the FA Cup, to win the Carabao Cup, to win the Champions League, to win every competition he's in. That's the success that drives him on. You know, not last season, the season before, that Manchester City were the first club in history to win the domestic treble, and that still wasn't good enough for Pep Guardiola. He wanted to go again and again and win it. And the hunger that he's got for success is only good for Manchester City, the fans, the club, and the whole City football group as a whole, because he's the one that drives everybody on, never rests in his laurel. You know, if they win a trophy, he wants to win the next one. If they win a game, he wants to win the next one. And that's why he's one of the best managers that we've seen.
Are we talking about a minimum of one trophy at least for this season?
Yeah, I think you've got to. You know, there's no doubt there was disappointment last year just winning the one trophy in itself. You know, Manchester City are at a level now that they want to win at every competition that they're involved in, whether that be the Carabao Cup, whether it be the FA Cup, the Premier League or the Champions League. If they're in it, they want to win it because that's how big the club is now. You know, it's way different from when I played there for 20 odd years ago, where getting promotion was a huge success. You know, the club need to win things and want to win things, and that's the mentality that runs from the very top of the board to the management to the coaching staff and all the way through to the players. And you've seen that hunger again tonight.
But this line of questioning might be a little bit harsh, but Matt, do you think if Pep ever leaves Man City without a Champions League trophy, that he'll look back at his tenure perhaps with a bit of disappointment, Matt?
Yeah, I would agree that he would definitely look back with a bit of disappointment, just because of the, you know, as Paul said, the high standards, the trophies that he's won in the past, wherever he's been. I think, you know, he knew that this was the goal when he first come to City, that they wanted him to win the Champions League. So for him not to do it would, you know, for him would be a disappointment. But I think, you know, what he's done at City has completely changed the Premier League and the way every team in the Premier League goes about playing football, goes about the passing, the pressing, everything. He has completely changed the way the clubs are run. There isn't that old school mentality of just boot it up the field, get it wide, put crosses in. That isn't there anymore. He has changed the way that people think about football and the philosophy, and that's down to him and the way he goes about his teams, the way they do the high press, the way their passing style is. It's absolutely incredible, and he will be bitterly disappointed if he doesn't win it, but it's still a huge success.
So you wouldn't look at it as a failure, would you, Paul, if Pep walks away from Man City without a Champions League trophy?
No, I wouldn't necessarily. I think failure's maybe been a little bit harsh if you look at the trophies up until now that they've won. The back-to-back Premier Leagues, getting 100 points, scoring over 100 goals, first team in history to do it, and as I said, winning the domestic treble, well, the quadruple if you put the Community Shield in there, the only English club to ever do that as well. So there's been a huge amount of success in there already. And the disappointment at the minute is maybe not having won the Champions League. It's finishing as far as it did behind Liverpool last year, and obviously getting beat by Lyon in the quarter-final, and that's something that they really want to rectify this year. The players are hungry for it. The hierarchy are hungry for it, and I guarantee you Pep Guardiolas are hungry for that as well, because he want to go out there, and I think he enjoys people questioning him, because every time he seems to get questioned, he likes proving people wrong, and I'm sure he'll do that again this year.